I used to walk around when it was raining outside. Yeah? And now that it's sunny, all of you decide to use my fucking sidewalk, huh? And I mean, do you ever have that, Lucas?
Welcome to the Angry Wonder Boys podcast. I can feel Tim's hatred. Like, as soon as I walked in, I was like, "Hey, Tim, you ready? Sorry, I'm late." And he's like, "It's fine."
Yeah, it's been a crazy week. And in crazy, I mean just angry all the time. Like, I was playing Battlefront today again.
Wait, again?
Yeah, I play it a lot. And
I'm joking. I know you play it.
For the last few days, I've been having these moments where the emotion gets too much, and I actually started just screaming. I think it was about a week ago exactly. I was playing upstairs. Dad was downstairs watching TV, and he was in his office even. So something happened, and I just screamed "fuck" like at the top of my lungs, and because sometimes I'm at home alone, and I just swear without reserve or holding back, and I did that while he was in there, and I was like, "Oh, sorry," and I was just like. It's been happening a lot this week. I don't know what it is, man. This week, you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm just not feeling the magic.
Well, thanks for listening to the Wonder Boys podcast.
So it's gonna be a rager of an episode.
It's gonna be a real rage cager.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rager. But first, let me ask you, how was your week?
Better than yours, it sounds like.
Yeah. In some ways, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. I had a great week. I had a
long weekend week.
I know it was a short week, long weekend. I got a chance to go up to Whistler on Friday. It was awesome. Yesterday went down to Rindon, Washington to go watch Automatic Fridge Player.
Oh.
And today I got to organize a bunch of stuff. That's why I was late. And I'm trying to put my phone on silent. That's what I want to do. Boom. But otherwise, no, I had a really good week. It was awesome.
Sweet. You mentioned that Whistler was, you went snowboarding.
Yep.
And it's almost like middle of winter, even though it's springtime already.
Yeah, so beyond base 2 for Blackcomb was the case. So for the village was all warm and summery. Well, warm and summer, I mean, it was like 3 degrees.
Springy.
But in the middle of the mountain, like, it was snowing all day, and I was like, "Where's all the?
Yeah, what's happening?
Where's all the slushy snow? This is good snow. I came here for the spring skiing. This is bullshit."
I wanted the soft, kind of slimy, wet shit. Yeah. Okay.
There's one guy actually. He skied to the bottom of the hill, and he was walking by us. He's like, "Well, that last little bit was kind of like water skiing, huh?" It's like exactly.
It's like a pool at the bottom of the run where everyone just kind of slides over, skimboarding.
Speaking of that pool, they had the slush cup up there on Blackcomb. So the slush cup is they set it up at the bottom of a run, and basically all it is this big long entry and a little ramp at the end into a pool.
Oh, damn.
So guys, like, if you can do it, you sign a little waiver because the pool is cold as fuck. And you basically, a lot of guys do it in their underwear, but they have skis on their feet, so it looks hilarious. Like little tighty whities, and then they're
you don't want to do it in ski gear because you get wet and it's going to be so heavy.
You say that, but there's people who are in full onesie ski gears, like the 70s bright pink.
Oh, the very old school stuff.
Yeah, and they were jumping into it.
Okay.
So
it's bold. It's very brave.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. It was called the Slush Cup.
Slush Cup. It's events like that. There was one on the news the other day about. It was where you ever seen those Red Bull vehicle contraptions where they build like a miniature plane and like throw it off a ramp?
Flugtag, I think or the Flug something. Yeah.
Yeah, Flugtag is airplane in German, I think.
Yeah, they call it the Red Bull Flug something. I can't remember what the.
Yeah, and it was very similar to that. I don't know where it was, but it was a ski version. So there was a bunch of little mascots built onto skis or mannequins, basically.
Yeah,
unmanned, and they were sliding them down this hill, and you watch them just explode in on themselves as they go down the hill, because some of them are just put together with cardboard and tape and stuff, and it's stuff like that where it's like, you know what, this is just stupid fun, and I'm glad that someone came up with the idea.
Exactly, I'm glad somebody thought of that marketing idea, and they're like, you know what?
Yeah,
let's do this.
Yeah.
Because Red Bull is a marketing company that happens to sell energy drinks. Speaking of Red Bull, we should get Red Bull representative Blake Stewart on this.
Let's not promise anything, because this week we were supposed to have guests from Dirty Mike and the Boys, but unfortunately they canceled. And we had a similar situation last week where a guest canceled. And even the guest from last week, who I tried to get again this week, canceled. And then we had another guest cancel. So I'm just it's another reason I'm just kind of sad today. I'm just gonna say it because I wanted to talk to people.
Yeah, I wanted to see other people.
I wanted to talk to people. Not that you're like not great.
No, I'm not great, and that's the point.
No, you're not. You're great, man. But I mean, like, just sometimes I just want to see other people.
I'm just coughing. I'm not crying.
But yeah. So we had a unfortunate cancellation. Hopefully, we'll be able to reschedule Dirty Mike and the Boys some other time. And
thanks for the F Shack.
Thanks for the F Shack. Thanks for
shack,
effing our shack, boys.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and you just have a jolly old Easter Sunday. You fucking tads.
motherfucker. Speaking of this week, though, we had so much good shit that happened this week to talk about.
In terms of news events and stuff.
Oh my God, it was so great. It was like Pepsi saved us from the United Holocaust.
Well, yeah, they started it all.
They hit it off with a bang.
They really did. That commercial, I think it came out almost like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, I think so.
And they were getting a lot of flack. Like, you can't just solve social issues with a fucking can of Pepsi and Kendall Jenner, okay? And one of the things on Reddit about that commercial with her giving the Pepsi to the cop is she's holding it the most weird way.
Make sure the logo faces out. Faces out.
Well, just like she's holding it like she's a pincer claw, and she's holding it like from top down. It's like everyone holds it like just that regular side hold.
Yeah.
But she's like doing like this pincer move down, and they're like, Kendall, no one holds. Is like, did you live in such a sheltered upbringing? You don't know how to hold a can of fucking Pepsi?
She didn't have a sheltered upbringing.
Just an extremely fortunate one.
She never had to pour her own Pepsi. She had somebody doing that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That we can't blame her for that.
They have black people for that.
See,
which was
rich
the problem.
People have problems. Rich people have problems too.
They don't know how to basically function.
Yeah.
Basically. But she is pretty basic in that she's a bitch.
She's so basic.
So basic.
So basic. Fuck.
One does not simply unbasic.
Just thinking about how basic she is really just getting me really riled up.
Okay, so let's think about happy thoughts. You know what? You know what's happy, Tim?
Yes.
Tell you what's happy. Beating men after they refuse to get out of their plane's seat.
Oh yeah,
that's happy.
Oh well, they took all the flack away from Pepsi, United Airlines, right?
Yep, United Airlines.
Jesus Christ! I mean, you could not have handled the situation more poorly.
And if you didn't hear about this news story, you live under a rock.
Yeah, or in the third world where you have real problems.
Right.
This is, I mean, yeah, the story, it's outrageous, but it is a bit of a first world problem.
Oh, no, totally. No, well, I mean, people are still getting beat in third world countries.
By authorities, yeah.
Yeah, it's just for different
more
reasons.
common for them.
Yeah,
it just happens all the time. And not just to one person, but to like thousands, if not millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, the guy was a doctor, too. Fairly respected in his profession, I assume. I mean, otherwise,
I don't know.
You wouldn't be a doctor anymore. They'd revoke your license, right?
I don't care who it is, whether it's a doctor, a NASA fucking rocket scientist,
or Dirty Mike and the Boys who canceled. No, I'm just kidding.
Or Dirty Mike and the Boys if they were one person sitting in a plane seat. You just don't do that.
Yeah, the way they did that, there was 3 guards or something, and the reason they did it was it wasn't an overbooking. A lot of people say like, oh, they overbooked the flight. They didn't overbook the flight.
It was perfectly booked.
It was booked, but they were asking for 4 passengers to get off the plane to make space for United employees to commute to wherever the city was that their shift was going to be.
Yeah.
So even then, stupid. Like, those people paid for those tickets, and
I've seen the jump seats. They have jump seats on those
they have
films.
jump seats and spare jump seats too. So it's not like they're struggling for space.
Nope.
Or just put them on a different United flight. I mean, United's one of the biggest airlines in the world.
Based out of one of the biggest airports in the world.
Yeah. So I'm sure you can find another plane to put them on. Or just offer more money to a passenger. If this certain passenger says no, the guy got beat up, then just be like, oh, well, this guy really wants to be on this plane. Let's just go to the next person on the list. Like, you don't need to drag him off the plane. That's so stupid. It's as if he committed a crime and they were punishing him for it, but he did nothing but refuse to give up his seat.
Even then, prisoners have more rights than he did.
In a way,
at that point in time.
In a way.
You don't see videos. I mean, they don't have cell phones in prison, so this might actually be happening.
I was going
to say, you don't see prisoners getting beat up by guards all the time. Then I'm like, oh, yeah, that probably happens a lot more than it should.
Well, the guards just probably let the prisoners beat the shit out of each other. And
that's true.
Like, you know what, Joe? You shouldn't have said that to me the other day. That's why I let Skinny Steve over there beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, his name's Skinny Steve. He's the one doing the beatdown.
I was just trying to think of a prison name. Like, what would a prison name be? I was like,
could have gone with
Steve.
like Butch Bryan, but no.
Butch Bryan, yeah. Or the white supremacists over there. That would have been a good one. Because they tend to beat people up, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know much about prison. Unless you can tell, I've never been to one.
Well, the only thing I've learned about prison is how to break out of it. Thanks, Shawshank Redemption and that show.
And that
Prison
show,
Break.
Prison Break. I was going to say, the show, Prison Break.
But, I mean, I just know I don't want to go there. I mean, except the Orange is the New Black prison. Those chicks look like they're having some fun.
Yeah, but
sometimes.
it's a women's prison.
You make a valid point.
You can't go there.
I cannot.
You cannot.
At this point in time, I can get a sex change and become a gender.
And then become a female inmate at a female all-women's prison.
For funsies.
Yeah, for funsies, for research.
For research,
everybody.
for the Wonder Boys podcast.
Oh, jeez. We need to go undercover.
Why does Lucia keep asking weird questions about prison life and keep referring to this website, wonderboys.ca?
Lucia. That's a good Lucas gender bender name.
It's almost as if I've been called that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got that, and I got Mucus Lane, because my full name is Lucas Maine.
Oh, we're getting into some like childhood trauma here.
No, childhood. We're talking about college. Come
okay,
on.
Lucas, tell us about your college bullies and how you feel about them.
They weren't my college bullies.
They're actually my best friends.
Yeah, my college buddies.
Oh.
Who actually and this is Mucus Lane. I'm like, fuck.
You sons of bitches.
You assholes.
Well, if that's as bad as it gets, it's not that bad.
No, it's true. It's so good. So good.
But, I mean, I want to keep the rages going here. We were talking about United. Like, was there any other development based on it? I saw the CEO go on CNN or some shit and kind of apologize it away, but I was like, dude, like...
Well, the first one was, the CEO made first statement he made was kind of like, this is normal procedure. This happens. We're like, we're not worried about it. And then their stock price plummeted. I guess their board of directors got together and were like, listen, Mr. CEO.
Bad idea.
Yeah, why don't you issue an apology? And then he goes and see, it's like, we totally regret this. We're not okay with it. And we're like, you're so full of shit.
Yeah.
You fucked up and your stock price is dropping. So you're like, damage control.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Oh, well.
Exactly.
They saved Pepsi, though. And with the Pepsi thing, there was a picture on Reddit yesterday of there was a protest somewhere, and someone had given one of the riot officers a case of Pepsi. And she's walking around holding a case of Pepsi.
So maybe Pepsi did do some good by accidentally enforcing a meme.
By creating dank memes. Yeah.
That can't like jet fuel can't melt dank memes.
Dank memes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I said I had a rager of a week, and it got to the point where even like I was walking down the street the other day on a beautiful day, and what was it? It was Friday, so it was the day everyone had off. So everybody's out, everybody's doing their shit. Actually, no, this was yesterday. Because it was, yesterday. Nice, it was so sunny yesterday. Yeah. It was beautiful outside. And I walked to the bank. I needed to deposit some shit. And I came on my way there, on my way back, I noticed like there was a lot of people on the street just walking around, like not with dogs or things and like that. And I was getting angry because of this for some reason. Because I was like, you motherfuckers, I used to walk around when it was raining outside. Yeah? And now that it's sunny, all of you decide to use my fucking sidewalk, huh? And I mean, do you ever have that, Lucas?
No, I mean, that's the reason I'm not in prison, Tim.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't have those kind of...
I had that impulse for a moment. I was
ragey
like,
issues.
I should not start attacking these people.
You shouldn't. This is in GTA 5.
That's fair, yeah. But it was the weirdest moment where I was like, oh, these fucking people, because I was like having to like move to the side of the sidewalk to walk past people. And
I can imagine you being angry about it, and then I could just imagine you not flipping out because the first guy you attacked would beat the shit out of you.
That's fair, yeah. Well, the first people I came, it was three of them, so I didn't want to.
The first person I came across was a 3-year-old. I was like, oh god,
it was a pretty tough looking 3-year-old.
I wasn't gonna mess with him.
Had a removable prison tattoo.
Oh shit.
Really a badass.
He's really gonna fuck you up.
God, yeah, there was a lot going on this week, and especially for Star Wars fans, there was a lot going on.
Oh my god, so much good Star Wars!
Did you see the trailers for everything? For The Last Jedi, for Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Watched the Battlefront 2 one, I think, like 3 times.
Yeah?
And just got harder and harder every time I watched it.
Looked pretty cool, right?
And I had to go see a doctor because my erection lasted longer than 4 hours.
Jeez,
and I hadn't even taken Viagra.
That is a problem.
But I didn't watch The Last Jedi trailer because I want to try this thing that Terrence is doing.
No, you're not one of those people.
Just for this movie, as long as I can go. Because I know I'm going to go to the movie theaters. And I'm going to be at the movie theaters, and there's going to be another Disney movie and I'm going to be watching Marvel. I'm going to be seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And guess what trailer is going to play? The Last Jedi, and I'm going to have to watch it. But if I can avoid watching it and just be like totally like full then that's great. But
Well, this is something I brought up yesterday when I was hanging out with Alec and Charles said he's doing the same thing. And I could see that. I could see the enticement for that. However,
oh no, please go on.
However,
yes, do tell.
When you went to see The Force Awakens,
Yes.
after having watched the trailers for that movie, did you feel like your enjoyment was lessened because you'd seen the trailers?
I'm going to answer your question, and then I'm going to immediately rebuttal. Can I?
Well, this is an open forum, please.
Okay.
Take the floor.
So no, it was not lessened because I watched it. But,
Oh, dear God, here it comes.
however, concordingly, vis-a-vis...
Vis-a-vis.
Stop it.
He's making a very fancy point.
Very fancy. I haven't not tried it.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
That is deep.
Yeah, I haven't. I want to try it with this one because I was so stoked in The Force Awakens. Was not disappointed. Loved it. Even though it was almost exactly like The New Hope. It's fine.
You know what?
It's fine.
I get that argument, and I can see it 100%.
I had a blast watching
it. But the thing about it is, I can't say for certain because it's over a year past now, but I can't remember a single person bringing that point up after we'd seen the movie for the first time.
No, absolutely. No, that's
it
what
was
I mean.
all this retroactive thinking, because it's a movie that you watch multiple times. Star Wars, it's what everyone does. And it was only after a couple views that people were like, well, it's very similar to New Hope. I was like, yeah, but the first time you didn't fucking know that, did you? Because you were having a blast.
Because everyone was full chub for it.
Yeah, so that's when people bring up that argument, I'm like, well, just think about that for a sec.
Well, the reason I don't want to do it with this movie is the first trilogy, The Empire Strikes Back, is the definitive best one of that trilogy.
And Attack of the Clones is obviously the best of the other three.
That was going to be my second point. In the prequel trilogy, Attack of the Clones was the best.
Dude, that 10-minute scene with all the Jedi, like, fuck.
That literally... I don't know why
it's a good part of that movie, by the way.
It was amazing, and it's the only part that actually relates to clones attacking. It literally should have been called "Couple of Jedi Get Stuck in a Messy Situation," Part 2. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm just thinking this Last Jedi is going to be revolutionary, middle of the series, can't top it. Like we talked about the X-Men, where they make fun of themselves. And like, well, the second movie is always the best. They were even talking about Star Wars in that movie, referring to their own trilogy.
Yeah, no, it was the third X-Men movie where they said the third one's always the shittiest. And
exactly.
And that movie was the shittiest of the trilogy. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
That's so meta.
Yeah. And,
so meta.
Yeah, but sorry, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Star
Attack
Wars
of
stuff.
the Clones.
Yes.
But yeah, The Last Jedi, dude, yeah. If you go see Guardians of the Galaxy and it comes up, you're going to have a wicked time because this trailer teases the shit out of you, but it ends and you're like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. I don't know what's going on.
Is Rey's hand going to get cut off and then just yell out like,
yeah, and I mean,
why?
One bonus of this trailer, not a spoiler.
Okay.
Luke Skywalker says some stuff.
No.
And it's on screen. It's not just narration. No. It's on screen. You actually see him say words. So
he might actually have lines in the movie.
He might actually talk.
But what if those get cut out of the final cut?
Dude, that would suck.
I'm joshing. I watched a good tribute to Carrie Fisher today, though. That was.
I haven't watched that yet because I actually saw it because there was a whole panel on it at Star Wars Celebration, and I actually couldn't bring myself to watch it because I knew it would make a bad week for me even worse.
No, I don't think it will. It's such a happy...
It's a happy one?
Yeah,
okay,
it's
good.
so happy.
Like you watch sometimes these in memoriam things and you're like, I'm so sad now.
Yeah.
I am just sad.
Charlie Murphy's dead, so...
And yeah.
This blows.
And I don't... Like, I never get this kind of sentimental feeling or sadness around celebrity. It's like when, for example, we'll say David Bowie passed away. Mm-hmm. I went to this thing... it was like a tribute to his music by the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah.
And the show was good and stuff. And, I feel sad that he died, but I never felt like a lot of people were wailing. And I feel like they were overdoing it a bit. I don't want to dishonor Mr. Bowie's memory or anything, but there were a lot of people who were, I feel like, don't forget about me today.
Yeah.
I know David Bowie died, but don't forget about me.
iPhone, me, this, that.
Yeah, that's Anthony Jeselnik joke. Look him up; he's hilarious. But
don't forget about me.
I feel sorry for all those kids that whatever that school was that got shut up. well, sorry for the people in Aurora, but don't forget about me today.
Don't forget about me.
Don't forget about how sad I am.
Don't forget to change your profile picture.
But getting to my ultimate point was that this, for Carrie Fisher, I actually did feel like a deep sadness because Star Wars is very important to me. I always I know I'm talking about it all the time. Like, Star Wars is great. Star Wars is cool. I play the games, blah, blah. But it's like, I feel like it's influenced my personality a little bit. It's influenced my values. And she was
definitely
a big
the
part
things
of that.
you talk about are mostly revolving around Star Wars. So.
Exactly. So, and then she was a huge part of that. So, I was thinking about it, it makes me sad just thinking about it. And I don't know how to segue out of this.
I know. Let's talk about something happy, Tim. You know what's happy? Sports.
On the Wonder Boys podcast.
What happened in sports last night? Do you know what happened, Tim?
I think I have an idea, but I'll let you take it away.
Happened in Singapore.
Yep.
Canada Sevens team won the tournament.
They beat the USA apparently in the finals.
The US
after taking out New Zealand in the quarterfinals and England in the semifinals.
I think something like that. I didn't look at. I just saw the headline. I'm like, what?
To beat those are three of the biggest teams.
Yep.
To take the championship at Singapore, especially when Canada is not known for rugby.
No, not even a little bit.
Not even close.
But yeah, that's right. So the Sevens, we went to see it a couple of weeks ago. It is a ton of fun. If you've never done a Sevens, it's going to be back here next year. I recommend you do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I don't know, this happened last year, but it might happen again this year. Team Canada actually played Team Japan in, not Sevens, but full-size rugby at BC Place in July.
Yeah.
So maybe
there's one of those this year, isn't
maybe
it?
they'll have a scrimmage like that again this year.
Yeah.
Which is really fun and at BC Place, huge stadium, so very enjoyable. But Alec was telling me yesterday he went to his first Whitecaps game, the soccer game.
Yeah.
And he said it was fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, and the Caps are good, so
yeah,
I really want to go to those.
He said in terms of bang for your buck, it's way more enjoyable than a Canucks game. Because Canucks games obviously are at least minimum $100 per ticket, and the Canucks might lose, and the crowd is not as nearly as energized as the Whitecaps are.
No, and they do the songs. They do.
Yeah, he said there was a special season ticket. You ever heard about these guys?
No, what's that?
They're called the Southsiders. It's season ticket section basically.
Yeah,
in the stadium, and these are people who go to every game, so they know the songs. They had a song for this guy that Alec was telling me. He scored 2 goals at the game. They had a song for him, and they sung it for him both times. It's about him.
That's awesome.
That the fans came up with, and they sang it about him. And and he said they beat Seattle Sounders, the reigning champs. He said overall it was great. So maybe we should do a Wonder Boys on location at a Whitecaps game.
Wonder Boys on location, that'd be sweet.
Dude.
We'd bring the portable.
Can we expense this with, we pay for everything ourselves. Never mind.
We should start a partnership.
We should start,
so we can.
Let's start a business.
Let's
start a business.
Because then we can get MeUndies to sponsor us. MeUndies, we're going to send you a link after this. You can sponsor us. Thank you. I want to talk about a bit more kind of related to sports, but kind of related to tickets, and it's kind of jogged my memory.
Right.
So Friday, I went skiing, went up to Whistler, and I'm at this slush cup, and we're standing around, and I'm standing there by all the skis and snowboards that are piled up, and I see this guy walk in front of me, and I'm like, I know that guy. What is that guy's name? And I'm like, that's Andrew Barber. I was like, I was like, hey, Andrew Barber. I said that out loud.
YouTube guy.
Yeah, the YouTube guy. I said, hey, Andrew Barber. And he turned around. I was like, hey, man. I was like, hey, I really like your YouTube videos. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was like, I was actually with someone who I'd gone to theater sports with and seen him there. So I was like, oh, and I've seen you at theater sports. I was like, you're hilarious. I really love you. And it's just thanks for say I totally fanboyed, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, in that moment, you're not sure what to say, right?
I wasn't even expecting when I said, hey, Andrew Barber, for him to turn around and say, hey.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, he'd just give me a nod, be like, oh, what's up?
Well, yeah. Could you imagine someone just saying your full name out of the blue in a place that you're not expecting to hear from anyone?
Yeah, but I mean, he's kind of like a local celebrity.
That's fair.
Fair. Yeah, very local. Anyways, so then we're like, he says something, I can't really remember. I'm just like, fanboy. And he says, oh, I've got something for you. He pulls out his wallet and he gives me a ticket, two-seat voucher for theater sports between now and May 17th.
Oh my God, such a cool guy.
So sweet. So,
wow.
And it's like a $50 value because it's $25
Yeah, the tickets aren't cheap, but it's worth it.
It's so worth it.
If ever, you don't even need tickets to go see Vancouver Theatre Sports on Granville Island, because the improv is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And there's a bar, and you can take the drinks into the theater.
Yep. You can have a grand old. It's an hour and I think it's an hour and 15 per show or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. And his, like, if anyone, some people might not recognize the name, but they'll probably know him from one of his biggest videos, or a couple of his biggest videos.
Yeah.
The one I'm thinking of is Owen Wilson Loves Vancouver.
Loves Vancouver.
Wow, this place is crazy. Hi, I'm Owen Wilson. I'm thinking about buying a house here in Vancouver.
And there was one a few years ago.
Boston Greg.
Yeah, he did for the hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston Greg here.
Hey, I'm Greg. I'm a big Boston's Bruin fan. Here's why the Vancouver Canucks suck and they're never going to win the Stanley Cup. No chance.
Fuck, it's so funny.
It
We'll
is
link them
so
on our
funny.
website.
Yeah,
link
we'll
them
do
on
both of those.
Wonderboys.ca. It's hard to describe without ruining the hilarity of it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It
Just,
was
like,
really, really
seeing
cool.
him up there just randomly,
Just super random. And then, so that's not even the end of the craziness of this story. So I went out that night in Vancouver. I went to a bar. And on my way back, I'm walking back from the bar. So I live really close to Granville Street Bridge. And I'm walking over the bridge and I'm walking up Hemlock. And as I'm walking up Hemlock.
What a great word. Hemlock.
Hemlock.
Carry on.
It's like a lock of hem. Yeah. And so I'm walking up the street, Hemlock. And guess who's on the other fucking side of the street?
Andrew Barber.
Andrew goddamn Barber coming back from, because when we were talking about Whistler, I was like, oh, when are you playing next? He's like, I think I have 2 shows tonight. It's like, oh, great. He's like, I was like, what about next week? He's like, oh, I don't know about next week. So I see him on the other side of the street, and I'm so like, well, I'm a little bit intoxicated.
You're jazzed, though.
I'm jazzed, but I'm intoxicated.
Pumped to the tits!
I'm pumped to the tits!
Jack to the tits!
And so I was just like, I don't know what, I'm just going to keep quiet. I'm just like in my own little world, like, I can't believe we saw Andrew Barber twice in
Wow.
one day.
Did you not yell across the bridge
No.
to him? Oh, that would have been hilarious, though.
I know.
Remember me? I'm the guy from Whistler! That would have been pretty great.
No, dude, just don't. And I didn't know what to do. I was just so shy. I don't know why. I just like bundled up and I was like,
I think, yeah, you mentioned you were intoxicated. You probably weren't sure he was actually there.
it's true too.
You're like, there could just be a guy who looks a lot like him.
Exactly. So I wasn't 100% sure.
So maybe, retroactively, you're like, yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I hope. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I went to a escape room yesterday.
Oh, really?
I've tried. This is my second one I've done now. This one's called Guess HQ. It's in Gastown.
Oh, sweet. It's right downtown.
It's really, it's like West Hastings. It's right by Victory Square,
Oh, cool.
if you know the Victory Square.
Yep.
And first of all, like getting into the place, it was a mutual friend who had the Groupon to get in.
Right.
Me and this guy I've
this sounds sketchy
hung out with
already.
this guy I've hung out with a few times, and he we buzzed the door, and he's like, password? And the guy who invited us all, he's like, I don't have it. He's like, it should be in the email we sent you. And we're like, oh, fuck.
No.
So you can't get into the place without a password, which is pretty funny. And then we spent like 5 minutes outside trying to get in.
Okay.
And eventually he's like, well, if you don't know the password, you're going to have to do something else for me. And that is sing a song. So, so Charles he pipes up. He's like, I've got a fucking song for you without hesitation. It's so great. And he gets up there and he sings that song from Slapshot. And it's all right, and it's coming on. We're gonna be all right. I can't remember the lyrics, but
No.
it's that one. Everyone knows the song. They just, the name of the song is Right Back Where We Started From by Maxine Nightingale. And,
Yeah, so it's great.
well,
So,
yeah,
so what was the result?
So we got into we eventually got in because we sang that song, and we get in there and we get the whole safety video out of the way, and there's 8 of us in total. So there's me, Alec, Charles, Ben, who will hopefully come on the podcast, and 4 other folks, mutual friends. And 4 or 3? 6. There were 7 or 8 of us. I
was
can't
a
remember
large
the
amount.
exact numbers now. So we go into this thing, and the whole concept is you're in an abandoned mine that's been overtaken by like demonous spiders or some shit, and there's some kind of ancient artifact or whatever, and you have to retrieve this artifact through a series of puzzles and challenges.
Don't tell me you had to steal the Declaration
of Independence. Maybe next time. There was another challenge room that we didn't do that was called the Heist. So maybe maybe that is what it is. And so we go in there, and you ever felt like a third wheel, Lucas?
Timothy. Yes.
Okay, how about a 7th wheel
No.
on a vehicle that only really needs 4 or 5?
Oh,
It was Like, yeah, I feel weird for admitting it now, like, because some of the people who were there with me probably.
Well, let's call them out. Let's get them to listen to the episode because we can tag them in the post. And they're like, "Oh, what was the post about?"
No, I mean, like, yeah.
Do it.
It wasn't as much fun as I'd hoped because, unfortunately, I was always at the back of the pack and shit was getting solved before I'd even gotten to the thing, and I was like, and there was a couple, I want to say, overly eager people who. And I say this with the best of intentions. You do not want to take into like a very stressful situation because they panicked. They panicked, and then people are like, "Who has the key? Who has the?" Like it's life or death. Like there's a 45-minute time limit, and they were really treating it as if there were fictional bombs that were going to go off. They were treating it as if real bombs were going to go off, and I was like, "Okay, I'm just going to step back for a bit here." And where is she? Yeah, where is she?
Oh, I just unplugged my own headphones. I was so excited.
You're like, where did the sound go?
Yeah,
and so it was a bit of a flaccid experience. I'll say that just because it's a puzzle solving thing where I didn't even really get to look at a lot of stuff.
You didn't really puzzle solve.
Sometimes there was things like I'd say something like, "Oh, maybe we should try this," and then like 10 seconds later, someone would say, "Hey, maybe we should try this," and it's exactly what I suggested, and I was like, you know what? So I pretty early, it was like 10 minutes into this thing, I was like, you know what? Foot off the gas. I'm just going to sit here and just watch.
Just put me in the back seat.
And yeah, it was.
And then you know what? That's the best when you realize that you can be that person. You can just be like, "Told you that wouldn't work."
Yeah, I know. And so at one point, someone was like, "Oh, did we try this yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, I tried it 3 times." And then they've tried it again, and I was like, "Yeah, well, I just told you I tried it like 3 times." Like the really condescending.
Just whatever.
Like,
you know what? You guys are you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
I have the paddle, but I'm not going to give it to you.
Yeah, it was fun in its own way. But yeah, it was, I'm being honest, it wasn't as much fun as I'd hoped.
That's fine. When did you guys go for food or brunch or anything after?
Nothing.
What a fucking buzzkill.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I know.
I was there.
Yeah, no, but I think it would be fun to go back, maybe with less people though.
Yeah,
because I've done one with 4 people, which was pretty good. But 8 or 7 or 8 people, whoever. I think it was there was just way too much crosstalk and shit going on.
Everyone wanted to be the man,
and then someone ends up being like me, where they're the spare wheel, where it's like they don't even need to be there, or like I didn't feel like I contributed enough, and that ruined the enjoyment for me a little bit. And I'm getting on that. It's been a bad week. It's been a bad week.
Let's just get back to brass tacks.
Yeah, let's get back to something. Lucas, tell one of your stories.
Tell one of my stories. What did I do this week? Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna go rage KG a little bit here.
Yes.
So I bought
the hate flow through you.
I bought this pair of cleats from an unnamed brand, Adidas, and I bought them through this unknown website, Chewbacca.ca. And
Chewbacca?
I know.
That is the coolest fucking name for a shoe store ever.
I know. It's pretty cool. I don't know if it's .ca. I think it's .com. So anyways, whatever. The promotion is.
Fantastic.
So I bought it through them. It cost me $100 American, so $130 Canadian roughly, for this pair of cleats. And I got them in the middle of February. So last week I played Ultimate in them. And I'd noticed, I guess, I played on probably Thursday or something. And then I noticed on Sunday night, last week, Sunday, that like went to put the shoes on, there's a tear like down the side.
Oh, right, where the sole meets the...
No, it's not even. It's like, so do you know, it's like halfway between your ankle and your heel on the side of your foot. There's just this...
right in the middle of the thing there?
There's like a perfectly straight, like somebody cut my cleats, a line. And I'm like, I paid. And so the reason I got these cleats was because in the branding they said, "These are Adidas's lightest cleats." Great, that's what I want. I want really light cleats.
You want lightweight.
Second line, "They're made with a Kevlar underground." And I'm like,
Kevlar?
Holy
Who's going to be shooting at you while you're running through these obstacles? Oh my God.
I don't know, but I can block the bullets with my feet because I have Kevlar on the bottom of them. So that's only on the bottom. The actual sole of the cleat is Kevlar. So that's what the part is Kevlar. But apparently the rest of the shit was made out of fucking tissue paper.
Yeah.
Because they ripped. So I've never...
Are people allowed to wear metal cleats?
No. Well, I'm sure you could. You'd rip the turf up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
okay, because I was thinking maybe someone's blade on the bottom.
No, I thought that too. It could have been that somebody like kind of bumped into me.
Yeah.
But I don't remember that. Like, I don't have any bruises on my feet or anything from it because I'm assuming if it tore the cleat, I would have some sort of personal injury.
That just sounds like shoddy, like craftsmanship, like badly put together.
Yeah, and if you're going to advertise it as
Kevlar. Yeah, I mean, like you could survive an IED in these. Like unlikely, but sure. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm in the process of. I did yesterday. I took pictures of it. Sent an email to Chewbacca for them to say this isn't a Chewbacca problem. Please contact Adidas. I'm waiting for that email, and then I'll contact. But yeah, I mean, I guess I do live in the perfect world with the consumers. Like I can just say these things. I could have cut a line in the middle.
And
but
some people are shitty enough to do that.
But I mean, they're always going to just. Well, hopefully they're not like United.
Fucking United just like beat the shit out of you. What customer service? Here's for customers.
Here's Phil and Dave, and they're going to fuck your shit up.
Fuck you up.
Yeah.
Wow,
so-
that's crazy. But Chewbacca deserves a shout out. 'Cause that's a great,
What a great name.
fucking name for a business.
Yeah.
Especially when you sell shoes. I mean,
Yeah,
I have a little
Chewbacca.
bit of a bias, but we'll do another segue into Star Wars again because Chewbacca. The Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer was released this week, and they did something that wasn't done in the first one. And there's a story mode, and the coolest thing about the story mode is that it takes place after Return of the Jedi and
Immediately.
before the Force Awakens, and it's from the Empire's perspective. And it's all canon. It's all going to be like legit part of the story. Like
Sweet.
Like it exists in the same universe as the movies do. So that looks fucking insane.
And yeah, it's set up very well in that trailer. Like very well.
Yeah, the way that for the perspective of a stormtrooper saying like these rebels are fucking douchebags. They killed my friends.
Yeah.
They think they're doing the right thing, but they're not.
Yeah.
So it looks really like a nice change of pace because you're used to playing the heroes, the freedom fighters, the underdogs, but this time you're playing as the fucking bad guys from your perspective, from our perspective, and from their perspective, they're good people.
And it's got a cannon, so that's great.
That is, cannons are fun.
I like cannons.
Cannons are real fun.
Blaster cannons, regular ship cannon.
It's going to have characters from the new movies, from the old movies, and from the semi-new movies.
And it's like all of the trilogies, all eras. Cool clip of it is where Darth Maul lights up his dual-sided lightsaber, and then Yoda's facing him.
And Yoda's going to fucking face him off. I was like,
whoa!
It's like, do you remember though in the original Star Wars Battlefront 2?
I do
in like
not.
2005. They're like, if you played as Yoda, I remember it was always really in that hero versus villain mode. It was always so difficult to fight Yoda because he's so small
and nimble,
and you have to like actually aim lower than you would for normal characters because he runs everywhere so fast, and you're like, where the fuck are they?
Come back here, you little green monster.
Yeah, so hopefully they kind of maybe tweak the game a little bit for that. But, that was another thing that made me excited this week. So it's not all bad.
It's been a great week, I feel.
So I think,
except for all the shitty shit. You know?
Like a good way to like cap the week off was all the Star Wars stuff. So I think the people at Lucasfilm knew that Tim was going to have a bad week this week when they booked this festival like a year ago.
Yeah. Two probably.
Yeah, so they're like, well, that poor guy, he's going to have a bad week on April 10th or whatever it is. And we're just going to give him a little something.
We'll just
give
stroke
him
the balls.
Yeah, well, we're gonna help him out. Well, I'm out of ideas and I'm out of rages, and I think I've gotten a lot off my chest. I want to thank you, Lucas, for dealing with my rage for a little while.
Timothy, it was my pleasure. I got burnt yesterday.
By what?
No, I just wanted that to be just a funny. No, I got burnt. I was in the sunshine yesterday for maybe. Well, just on the one side of my face. I was watching Ultimate Frisbee yesterday.
Oh,
and I was
so you didn't move at all.
No, I was facing one direction for most of the day, and so I got home yesterday, and the left side of my face is all red. I'm like, aw.
That fucking sucks.
Even though it was kind of cloudy and sunny at some points, but it was pretty. It was pretty funny.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh well, hopefully you feel better, and then next week you'll have a burn-free face. You can always listen to us on wonderboys.ca. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud as well. On Twitter at WonderboysCast. Instagram at WonderboysCast. We're on Facebook, The Wonderboys Podcast as well. Share us with your friends if you want to be on the podcast. Please let us know. Don't cancel your appointment, and we won't hate you. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week. Bitches.